Good morning, y'all. Recording this at 1:56 in the morning. What's up, y'all? Yeah, how's it going, man? Good morning, y'all. But yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna talk about like NPCs, background characters, um, non-playable characters that people say he's always an NPC. It's a bot. He's a bot. He's an NPC. He's a non-playable character. Non-player character. You know what I'm saying? She's a non-player character. Oh my goodness, she's a bot. She questions nothing. They don't do anything. Oh, so yeah, these people are not NPCs. They're not what you call NPCs, bro. An NPC I would call is like a non-playable character, like in a video game. You see, everything is not literal, but it's also kind of literal. It's saying something. So people may misinterpret that. No. Of course, some people have NPC-like behaviors where they do the same thing. But that don't mean they're an NPC. An NPC is like in a video game, or a character, an avatar. It's programmed to do certain things. If you're going to do the same thing, then it's a non-playable character. That means it's an unlocked character, or they just keep spamming. So they're giving NPC type of traits. You know what I'm saying? These people that you call NPCs or whatever, they do the same thing. They're not NPCs. They just keep doing the same habits. Or they're stuck. You know what I'm saying? An NPC is more likely in a game. Or what you call a CPU, a central processing unit, or computer programming unit. Something that's programmed inside of a computer to do certain tasks. Humans are programmed, but we're sentient. We have souls. We got a spirit. We're lateral, you know what I'm saying? Compared to a computer, electronic device. You know what I'm saying? A robot, a cyborg. Those are programs. They're not like sentient. We give it sentient. It's a program. You know what I'm saying? Humans, those people you call demons, they don't want to change, or they're that. They're what I call low frequency. Or I would call demons. These people are demons. You tell them something they don't want to hear, they ignore you. It's because their brain hasn't been adjusted to that shit. They don't want it. They want to be miserable. We gonna call it what it is. These people are demons. They look around, they score, so they monitor. Those people are just demons. Because humans, we know right from wrong. Humans, we have a moral code. Every human has a moral code. We're even programmed what even is good and bad. Animals don't have a moral code. Their moral code is eat or die. Survival mode. Humans don't have that. I mean, humans are acting like that because they're demons. They're possessed. I'm going to just tell you the truth. They're low frequency beings and they can't handle this frequency of yours. So they demons, or energy gets triggered. You know what I'm saying? You come around, it's all comfortable, or they don't want to hear you out, or they kind of like tune you off, or they turn their face left or right. They're just kind of, it's an energy thing. It's a demon that's like kind of hovering around, trying to find a way if it can. It's trying to make sense of it because it's not theirs. Because they can't have it. They're possessive. They're almost like animals, but really it's a demonic energy within them. So they can't. So they act kind of weird, or they just troll. Those people are just demons. That's all they are. Trolls are demons. Some could be fake, but they're demons. Like, how can you troll somebody how can you mess them out? Why would you like to see an innocent soul have a bad day? Just waking up and just have a bad day. So your sole objective is to wake up and piss someone off? You're a demon. I don't care if you're playing around. That's nothing to play around like that. You're waking up and you want to see somebody mad. You're a demon. You got a negative energy. Because these are the same type of people that will send you death threats or leak your address and raid you. That's a demon. These people are demons. They just do it. I don't know why, but they're demons. Because humans, we have a moral code, a moral compass. Animals don't have a moral compass. Their moral compass is eat or die. Humans, it's like we're kind of sentient. We have an intelligence and IQ, but we acting really erotic because a lot of people are just demons. I talk to you based off your energy. If I feel comfortable with you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could be smart or this, but you may be a narcissist or a manipulative person or a demon. So I gotta be careful. I used to look at people for like whatever they are, their characteristics, but a lot of people are fake and they're demons, and demons always clone personalities. So I can't really trust that. I gotta feel your energy, the vibes. If I'm comfortable with you, we may not even know that. We may be even be talking about like something so just you know minuscule. We're talking about like the time we went outside or the leave on the ground and we're just laughing. That's some good vibes. Where like if you talk to somebody instead of having a good conversation, they question you. Like you're a police or something. They go into detail. You may think they're trying to actually get to know you, but that's like an agent. That's a demon. You know what I'm saying? Those people are demons, man. They're not for you like your best of interest. Don't ever psych yourself out calling yourself NPCs or this. They know better. Humans have a moral code. Okay? We have a moral compass. Animals don't. Their moral compass is to survive. Ours is to kind of survive. But what are we surviving based on? What are we attaching? What is limiting our survival? Our mentality. A lot of people have just evil mindsets, this attachment to what people talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm realizing these people are just demons. This is why you gotta just stay aware. You may come across these demons when you go outside. You might bump heads with these demons, shake hands with these demons. This is what they are. They're low frequency demons. They could be tricky and cunning, but they're demons. They're low frequency demons. That is what they are. I don't really like when people say NPCs. It's making it seem like it's just controlled, which is kind of is. Humans can be controlled, but by what? By which? You know what I'm saying? Humans know right or wrong. Unless you're sedated, you're on the influence. You're not able to like have the full operative cognitive ability. Then okay. But why are you doing it? Why are you attached to something that takes over your vessel? Because you probably don't like yourself. You're running away from yourself. So you got to use a drug that's chemically induced that can rid your personalities over time and cause you to be kind of possessed and taken over. So you're pretty much a demon, a host for demons. That's just what you are. You know what I'm saying? You're not an animal, so it's like that's what they are. And we gonna call them what it is, not NPCs. Because an NPC or CPU, you gotta program it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta program it, you know what I'm saying? Humans are programmed to an extent, but based off what they allow what their bodies accept. You know what I'm saying? And based off their environment. Animals is just already innate. You know what I'm saying? Of course, every animal is kind of different. You know what I'm saying? Every animal's quite different. You know what I'm saying? But it's still survival. Humans were just, a lot of us are just low frequency. Those people are low frequency and demons. Don't kid yourself and call them NPCs or this. Unless you're talking to a robot, okay? But that's a demon. Because why every time you talk to these people, something goes wrong. Or something goes reported, or something goes missing. Something bad happens because you're communicating with a low frequency. It can cause things to kind of warp and, and kind of tweak with your reality. You know, even if they have a smile, still, you know, just understand what you're with, what type of people you're dealing with. You know, make sure they're, of course, higher frequency, higher vibration. You know what I'm saying? Not these bots you call them. I mean demons. I mean, if you're a human and you're a bot, then you're probably taken over by something. Something is controlling you. And you refuse to disconnect because you're attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Then I would just say you're possessed. You're taken over. You're in a spell, you're hypnotized. Compared to an animal, there is only survival. So yeah, guys. Like and leave your thoughts.